And, you know, for you RV newbies, you never owned one, you're about to take either your first or second 4 or 5 day week-long trip for Thanksgiving, which is coming up real quick, this video is for you. By the way, if you do like this video, please give me one of those. Hit that little like button down there. And then if you want to be notified of future videos like this one, help out the channel a little bit. I want to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. So just please hit that subscribe button right down there. And then that little bell, you can hit that and get notified of future videos. Just go up to your settings, turn on notifications. You can opt in for occasional videos or all videos. So let's get on with it. Well, let's start with your refrigerator. Now me, I'm planning on camping that week. So on Sunday night, which is going to be my last day of work pretty much until Black Friday, for 4 days I'll be gone. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in my little motor home, and I'm going to plug in at home by the garage. I'm going to turn on all the appliances. I'm going to first of all turn on the refrigerator, and I'm going to let it sit overnight. So I'm going to turn on an auto, and I'm going to plug it in overnight before I load any food or anything else. And you're probably wondering, well, why are you going to do that? Well, most of us tell you because, oh, it saves you on propane. No, I want to make sure the refrigerator's working before I leave my house. So I want to make sure it's ice cold in the freezer. And then if you're familiar with these propane electric ones, like the one I have, it actually brings down the cold into the refrigerator. So the cooling unit's actually in the freezer and then trickles down into the refrigerator. There's a little dial in there you can move up and down, or a little knob to turn it cold or cool or whatever you want to make it. So I do that very first thing. That's what I'm going to do. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my microwave, and normally what I do is I throw in a little bag of popcorn. What the hell are you doing putting popcorn in your microwave the night before? It's going to smell like popcorn all week. Well, I do open up the windows when I do this. The main reason why I want to do this is I don't really want to cook a meal in there. So popcorn's easiest. You just put your bag in there, set the microwave to popcorn if you have that. If not, just use the instructions on the back of the popcorn bag, and I let it pop. If I don't get a full popped bag of popcorn, it means something's wrong with my microwave. Either I'm not getting enough power, okay, or the microwave's going bad. For the most part, I've never had those problems. But those are some of the things I've heard from customers over the last 11 years, that things that they've done. So I like that idea. And then I turn on my water pump, I fill up my water tank, and I run everything. So I run everything the night before I'm gonna take off. Well, you're probably wondering why. Well, I want to know if there's problems, especially if your toy hauler or your travel trailer has been sitting for 4 months inside storage and you haven't used it recently. You want to make sure you go through it. So I have a little checklist I make, and I go through each one, and I just mark off everything that I do. And these are small things I do. And then for my motorhome, I just check, do the basics. I check my oil. I check coolant, and then I check for leaks. I'll go look for leaks in my water tank. I'm gonna see if there's any water coming out when I run the water pump. I'm gonna see, if there's any cracks in any piping for the sewer, the gray and fresh water. I'm gonna make sure the handles are nice and loose. That way I don't wrink one right off. I've done that a couple times. And that's what I do the night before, especially when I go out for 4 days, okay? Well, then I wake up in the morning and I go to the refrigerator, and if it's ice cold, I keep it plugged in by start loading the refrigerator. So I've got all my stuff loaded the night before except the reefer. Now, here's the biggest thing, guys. This is huge. If you have a brand new unit or you have an older unit and it's your first or second trip out, you're going to have problems. I'm letting you know that right now. You're going to have issues. Okay? So, that's just the nature of the beast. It hasn't been shaken down yet. So here's some emergency things I like to take with me, because I do have an old Class C. Mine's a 1988 Class C. Okay? Here's what I would recommend. I would recommend that you load, let's say you have a toy hauler, or you have a motorhome, or you have a travel trailer, fifth wheel, no matter what it is, take 2 extra 5-gallon or 20-pound propane bottles full with you. Figure out where to store them. I know that's a pain in the rear end, but it's a good recommendation. 2 20-pound bottles of propane, full, extra on top of what you already have. Now I think I got a 12 or 13-gallon tank on my motorhome. I still carry 2 5-gallon tanks with me, just in case. If something goes wrong with the furnace, if something goes wrong with the propane tank, the regulator goes bad, whatever the case may be, especially as cold as it gets out in Johnson Valley or Glamis, at night, I have that extra propane that I can use for a heater, one of those big fan heaters for the outside. Segue, I also carry electric heaters and battery powered heaters. So we have little space heaters that are electric and battery powered. You can pick them up at, any real retail store like Walmart or Costco or things like that. And I would carry those with you, because if your furnace goes bad, let's say, something occurs where it's really windy and the little board goes bad, that's for the furnace, and you're out for 4 days, it happens on day 1, you're going to rip your hair out of your head. At least if you have those emergency things, you'll go, okay, I'm pissed off, but at least we can camp. At least we can finish the vacation. Okay? And the last emergency thing that probably is obvious, but not always obvious, is carry a big, huge cooler with you. Okay? I'm going to mean this from the bottom of my heart. Carry an ice chest with you. Not a small little one. Carry a big, huge ice chest. The last time I went out, my reefer died on me. Okay? And it didn't die on me because the refrigerator went bad. The board went bad. It was a two-year-old board. I had started the generator, and just the lights flickered just a little bit inside the unit, and I go, okay. And then all of a sudden the next morning, the frickin' refrigerator doesn't work. Now, how frustrating is that? And my wife and kids are like, they're gonna kill me, right? If I have to pack up and leave now. So, we end up packing up and leaving. But every single time after that, I carried a large ice chest with a lot, because I can always run down to a local store, a little liquor store, whatever, grab a few bags of ice and throw whatever's in the refrigerator or freezer into that ice chest, so the camping doesn't stop. Would it frustrate me or piss me off? Absolutely. And I'm in the business, and it would piss me off. But at least I would know that I can continue my 4-day trip, and then always know if it's a new coach, it always can be fixed. It always will be fixed under warranty. But at the end of the day, you don't want that beautiful trip of memories spoiled. And I'll give you a little bonus thing about Thanksgiving camping, okay? Carry lots of blankets, wear sweaters, don't overblast the furnace inside the coach. Use it to get it nice and warm. And then use space heaters, guys. Use these battery, if you're dry camping, use those battery powered space heaters. They take those big D-sized batteries and take them out and use them at night and cuddle and have a great time. You know, don't let anything bug you. If you got an older unit, it's falling apart, give it a nice, beautiful last trip out and then come trade it in. But those are some tips for some RV newbies. If you like this video, again, give me a nice thumbs up. You always subscribe to the channel. It is free. And just remember what I always say, RV stands for, sorry, Joe Biden moment again. RV stands for two things: toolkit and sense of humor. Until next time, happy camping, everyone.